They will never admit this in 1,000 years, but the truth is, women purposefully pick fights with their husbands, boyfriends, and even just guys they're dating at the time. As men, we've known this forever. And to us, it seems like an insane thing to do. But I'm telling you, once you understand the psychology of women and where their mindset is coming from, you will have all the answers you need to be able to see this stuff coming from a mile away, know how to deal with it, and bring things back to a place of attraction, fun, and intimacy. So the question is why? Why on earth would a woman who's supposed to love me and care about me purposefully start fights with me to destroy our time together? As men, when we think of fights, it's confrontational. It's one side against the other side for the purpose of domination and victory. It gets violent and it gets ugly quick. So we ask ourselves, why in the world would my girl want to get violent and ugly with me? I'm her guy. What's the problem? Well, what if I were to tell you that when women start fights and issues with their man in a relationship, they're not seeing it as a fight. They're not seeing it as a battle. They're not seeing it as a contest for the sole purpose of dominating their opponent. There's a secret answer to what's actually going on in women's minds when they pick fights with their men. So stick with me, because once you learn this, you will be head and shoulders above the competition when it comes to attracting women. See, the truth is, men and women speak two completely different languages when it comes to interacting with other people. When men speak, it's straightforward. A plus B equals C, the end. Nothing else attached to it. Pure logic, reason, and the buck ends at the facts. When women communicate with people, it's not just about the words that were said. It's not just about the facts and the reality. It's about how things make them feel. The emotional component for women is key. That's what drives everything in their mind. And that's what dictates their view of reality and tells them what they desire most deeply. So women are super emotional creatures, but is that an excuse for why they pick random fights with their husbands, boyfriends, and guys they're dating? The answer to that might surprise you, because yeah, actually it is an excuse for that behavior. And they actually cannot help it even if they tried. Step outside of your own mind and into the reality of a woman. A pure emotional being who thrives on feelings and connections to the people and situations all around them. What are your number one desires in that situation? To feel good, of course, to have good emotional experiences. So yes, women's number one desire in life is to have good emotional experiences. They want to feel good emotionally. But of course, that's unrealistic. Everything in life is not good. Even the most delusional individual learns that eventually. So if you're a woman and your number one desire is to feel good emotionally, and you realize you can't get that all the time, then the next best thing is to simply be able to feel. You just want emotions at all times. You want that emotional fix. It's like a drug and they're always begging for it. So women speak an emotional language, and they desire more than anything to be validated in that same emotional language, whether good or bad. Well, unfortunately for her, the average heterosexual woman is in a relationship or a dating situationship with a person who does not speak that language at all. And we're men. We just be over here chilling, trying to enjoy life as it comes to us. And the whole time, our woman is sitting there desperately longing for an emotional connection with us that we have no idea is even on her mind at the time. And so our women become thirsty, emotionally parched. And what does a person dying of thirst want more than anything? They want a drink, and they'll do anything to get that drink, even if that means digging it out of the vast sand dunes of a dry desert. Fellas, we are a vast dry desert when it comes to emotions, and women are constantly thirsty for an emotional drink of water. So when women don't get their emotional thirst quenched by the man that they're dating, they cause a fight, not to win a battle, not to cause strife between one another, but simply to get you to feel. They want you to feel something so that you speak the same emotional language as her just for one moment and validate that she still has someone who cares about her. And so what are you, a man, supposed to do when your girl starts a fight out of nowhere? Well, if you want to fail miserably, drop her attraction down, and cause a slow decay of your relationship, then you would argue back. You would take it as an offense, and you guys would get further and further into conflict. And you will have cemented yourself in her mind as a weak man who is moved off his center easily by small emotional games. Now, if you want the positive outcome, what a man is supposed to do when his woman causes a random fight, he's supposed to see it for what it is. It's not an attack. It's not a battle. It's not even a real argument. It's not real. All she's doing is making a plea for your emotions and your validation. Period. And as long as she's not disrespecting you or causing real harm in one way or another, don't react. but instead calmly respond with reassurance and help bring things back to a lighter, fun place by leading and guiding her mind back to the proper direction of the relationship. And when you do that, she will see you as infinitely attractive. You will basically be Superman in her mind, and it's pretty much guaranteed that she's going to drag you to the bedroom like any minute now. So understanding where women are coming from when they start random fights is something that separates 99% of men from being able to have fun, functioning, high attraction relationships. And for the men who understand this aspect of women, well, it puts you above the rest and they love you. They see you as a superhuman and you get far more benefits in your relationships than the average guy does. So in conclusion, yes, when women are in relationships, they do sometimes bring up random fights. They pick random fights with their man out of seemingly nowhere. But the reality is they are simply making a plea, a bid for your emotional connection and reaction, reassurance, and affection. All you have to do is make sure it's not super disrespectful or anything, but play it down. See it as what it is, not a battle, not somewhere where you need to fight back, but instead just calmly lead her back to where you guys need to be, reassure her, and watch the floodgates of pleasure, love, and attraction open for you a million times over. The end.